What's going on, guys? We're here with a special little video. We're going to break down the overtime between Dignitas and Vitality. That was at Dreamhack, game number 6. There's a lot of errors, I felt like, on both sides, and we'll just break down what exactly happened throughout the play. We're going to stay in auto cam a decent amount here, where we're just going to follow the ball just to show like rotations and all that, and then we'll go into player cams at certain times for certain plays. But let's get this rolling here. Yeah, let's do it. No, sorry. Not in the right tab. There we go. Okay, here we go. Overtime. We'll go more center. Why not? Just because that's going to annoy people. We'll go behind us here. So right off the bat here, I was actually surprised. Like, I think Scrub called off KDOP on this play right here, but it looked like Scrub kind of got a little squirrely on the wall. Let's actually go over to Scrub really, really quick here, because he just looks like he had time for this ball. That's what it seemed like. I think everyone just judged this ball, which is a pretty poor play in the grand scheme of things. Like, it could have been open for one of the other players. Maybe they knew Dig was kind of rotating out, but if Yukio takes a different angle here, then Yukio could just kind of tap this one in. So they get a little bit lucky there, and they also have to force a pretty tough challenge with Turbo Pulsa where KDOP gets the ball over his head. But that was definitely interesting, to say the least, but it worked out for him. Moving on forward, Scrub's just going for the challenge here, trying to keep this ball alive in the front. And Vitality's doing a good job here. Fairy Peak immediately goes to the wall and keeps that ball from bouncing out. And they're just going to hold possession here for a little bit. Violent Panda goes up for the play. Might have been called off by Turbo, or he might have just kind of missed on this play, but there was no threat here. Because right here, as we see it, Scrub Killa, he's rotating out of this play, and Turbo knows he's rotating out as well. Right there, Turbo actually jumps too. I think he might have jumped for the ball, but then saw Violent Panda went up. Violent Panda should have just left this for Turbo, but again, it's overtime. Whenever balls get thrown at your net, you're going to see a lot more double commits, I feel like, when it's in overtime, just because you want to make sure, absolutely sure, the ball doesn't go in, because otherwise the game is over. So Turbo, though, gets pretty easy clear. And actually, I really like this air dribble carry out. He's going to waste a lot of his boost, and his teammates don't really have a lot, at least for Violent Panda's sake. Yukio might. I didn't really see him coming through. So this is going to waste a lot of boost from Turbo. And if Scrub wins this, then Vitality's in a perfect spot to make a really good counterattack and a really good chance for a goal. But Turbo does win that ball outright. That is a huge play, because he wastes all his boost. But doesn't necessarily waste it, because he wins the challenge, and that was a really, really big play at that point. And KDOP, he even doesn't have a lot of momentum to bring this ball out. Sorry about the auto cam being a little too close. So sometimes it goes through the net, though, so that's why I'm moving it forward here. So KDOP gets kind of a weak clear back, and now Dignitas is kind of alive at this point. Now, this is the play that honestly should have ended it super early on in the overtime. Yukio gets a wide open net, basically, and throws it just a little high. Now, I get why he went for the shot location. We'll look at it from Yukio's point of view. But Yukio, he goes for this shot location because he sees Fairy coming. So right here, like, he sees Fairy in net. He knows, like, at this point, that Fairy can block basically anything that gets thrown at this net. There's two options here. You can throw it to the top left corner, so it's like directly on top of Fairy Peak, and it makes it a more difficult save. And also Scrub's there too. So he really has to place this well. I understand why he tried to put it where he did, but it wound up being a little bit more often than he thought. And I think they knew Scrub Killa didn't really have boost here, if we go back just a little bit. Yeah, Scrub went up for that right there, and Scrub used basically all his boost at that point. So Scrub doesn't really have anything in the tank. So this is up to Fairy Peak at this point. And he goes for the shot and just barely throws it too high. And Scrub doesn't even actually go for it. He trusts Fairy Peak that much to not go for it. But that's why you see a lot of double commits on defense. Scrub probably couldn't even do anything like about this ball just because he didn't really have boost. Actually, we can check that. Why don't we do that right now? Yeah, he had 10 boosts. He probably couldn't have done too much about it anyway. But he had faith that Fairy Peak would make the save. And it didn't happen. That's all because of Violent Panda on this play. So we're going to move forward here. He doesn't win that challenge. He was trying to push the ball forward, but it forced Scrub up. It forced Scrub to use a lot of boost, and it forced Scrub to hit it down to Yukio. So that's all really Violent Panda wanted anyway. Now he sees Fairy Peak. He's going to go immediately for him, just try and block him off. He doesn't even have to jump, actually. Like, I thought he might jump and try and, like, side flip into him. He doesn't even jump. He just gets in the way. And that should have ended it right there. But Yukio, a little bit of a missed shot. But again, you have to respect the Fairy Peak defense. So he thought that might have been coming in. And it didn't happen. All right. So, oops. Oh, boy. We don't want auto cam. We want... There we go. Then Violent Panda, he also bumps KDOP out. But Fairy Peak is there to make the save once again. And this is not locked onto the ball for some odd reason. There we go. I'm not a great cameraman. Now moving forward, Yukio just trying to take it slow. He knows he has KDOP on him. the 50-50 goes Yukio's way, so it works out for Dignitas, and Turbo gets another 50-50. But, of course, there's not too much left. Like, everyone's using a lot of boost, a lot of 50-50s going back and forth. Basically standard Rocket League play right now. So Turbo tries for the clear here. He throws it up high. He throws it into the same corner, though, where K-Dop is rotating through. So this is going to allow Vitality to kind of get a small counterattack here. And Fairy Peak actually turns up the field pretty quickly on this play. So we see here, as soon as Turbo hits that, Fairy Peak goes for that mid boost. Now, I'm not sure if it's there or not. I think he picked it up. The replays always bug out during that. But he actually turns up field not even as quick as I thought. Like, I thought he turned up field at first, but he doesn't. K-Dop hits it up to him, and Fairy Peak wins this ball out over Violent Panda. He actually gets 2 touches on this to send it right in front of the net. Now, this play right here, Fairy Peak almost scores again, and honestly, that might have thrown K-Dop off, to be fair. Let's go over to K-Dop's view. But K-Dop should score these goals. He had a couple misses like this throughout the tournament, but he just hits that weak. Like, he doesn't have a ton of boost, I guess, but he has enough here. Like, he has 50. He thought it was going to be a lot less powerful, I think. The pinch off the ceiling, I think, threw him off because he jumps kind of right when that happens. So right there, he goes up in the air. He's not expecting that ball to be as fast, so he kind of misreads this. But this is a goal he scores, and Yukio kind of just, like, flew off the post, slashed the wall. So he's kind of out of position. So all he's got to do is just throw that high and back to the same corner, but he just has a little bit of a misread. We'll go over to Fairy Peak on this play as well. He almost does it all himself. He gets the double tap. He actually got both, all 4 wheels here too, I think. Yep, he jumps right there. His jump wasn't as effective, his reset jump, as it could have been. We'll go over to 25% here. So right there, he tags all the wheels. He actually jumps, so he's going more towards the ball and not down. Say he goes down, maybe he can hit this ball, but he might not have reached it anyway. He boosts towards the ball as well instead of going down. So say his double jump goes down, just straight down, he would probably actually hit this ball again. Maybe not in, maybe in, who knows. And that would have been an incredible goal, but just barely missing out there as we go back to the ball cam. And we'll go back to 100% here. All right, here we go. So that miss comes out. Yukio makes the big save. Scope Killer keeps it in, though, for the time being. But now, pretty much all K-Dop and Fairy Peak, they're like, hey, we used all our boost. I'm just getting out of here. Scrub's there just to waste time. There's not much else he's doing there. Yukio, good wall dribble there to beat one member, but K-Dop just throws it back in. And now Fairy Peak is upfield because of that. He goes for the deflection. It forces Violent Panda up. Turbo's just got to play that defense. Probably would have saved it. He might not have if it went to the top right corner or something, but for the most part, probably would have saved it. Good pass out to Yukio. Almost turns into a nice give and go. Violent Panda almost reads Scrub there pretty well, but just barely can't. As we move forward. Just lobbing back and forth. Turbo tried for a little bit of a double play. Violent Panda misreads this just a bit. I think he thought this was going to be straight down at first, and he just didn't get really any piece of the curve. So a little bit of a misread, but he stays alive in this play. Scrub a good clear to the side, but right now it's all Dignitas just controlling that pressure. Yukio being that passive third that he was pretty much all tournament long, and just kind of waiting out the plays. Now Yukio has a chance here. So let's look at Yukio's shot. We'll see the save come out from K-Dop. There's not much he probably could have done here, and I keep doing the wrong things here. Okay, so we'll go play review. So we'll go back just a little bit. So right here, he knows he has space. He knows he has time. One thing he could have done, he could have actually maybe taken even more time and waited for this ball to come down a little bit. The problem is Fairy Peak would have probably bothered him at that point. But he sees right now he's got K-Dop and Scrub Killer on the wall. His best chance for a shot is probably bottom right corner or bottom left corner, or probably his 2 best spots. Bottom left just got negated because Scrub came back off the wall, and honestly, most of the bottom of the net now is off the table because Scrub is coming down. So probably top left would have been the play. Because whenever you see people on the wall, your best bet is probably to throw it behind them. And K-Dop knew he had to try and guard more of the net on the other side. So he tries to throw it bottom right. Gets a little bit too much elevation on it. Probably would have been saved either way from Scrub or K-Dop. But K-Dop makes the save. But I like the idea. It's hard to tell because you don't know when you're about to shoot. Like if everyone's going to tap their brakes and kind of hug that left side post. But generally, if he tried to throw it behind them, he might have scored. But he threw it to the opposite corner and doesn't work out. He also got more power by going to the right-hand side just because he would have had to like cross his body just a little bit. So that could have hurt him a little bit there too. So Moving forward, Violent Panda keeps us alive. Tries to get a pass out. Nothing doing. Scrub Killa, with his amazing defense, is there to save it. Turbo, a little bit of a whiff, but generally they're just trying to throw it around the wall, trying to hope that a third ball comes out, but that was a great pass and play right there by Vitality to get that ball out of there. And now they're on the offensive side because of that, and that's after a kind of a poor Turbo touch there as well. But at the same time, when we line change back, Fairy Peak just kind of throws it down and into the middle. That's going to be a Dignitas ball all day. So Yukio, a little bit of a slow dribble. He's looking for Turbo Pulse there. He gets it to him just a little bit late. He didn't really have a lot of power on this. And Scrub is also kind of like trying to guess where Yukio is going to go. Yukio might have been able to fake Scrub out and actually take it himself and then try for a flick over K-Dop. Because Scrub was watching for that pass too. He knew it was coming. K-Dop kind of the same thing. So K-Dop comes out immediately and blocks that shot. So that's a well-done defensive play by Scrub and K-Dop. Fairy Peak's able to get the counter check, and here's where the miss happens. The 2v1 miss. So, like, this is actually a really nice ball. It works out that the 50-50 goes over to Fairy Peak, if I can find him. All right, so we'll go back here. So this is Fairy Peak trying to rotate out. He actually gets up the wall so incredibly fast, throws the ball out, and now he's right behind them too. That's definitely a K-Dop shot, or probably should have been. Scrub tried for it and didn't really work out. We'll go back here. We'll see the play in action. So he sees it. He tried to elevate more than probably go forward, which might have killed him just a little bit. As we see here, he's trying to use all his boost. He runs out of boost right there. He might have elevated a little too much and went for the boost, but he tries. He doesn't get it. He doesn't realize that K-Dop is there. I'm trying to figure out why he wouldn't realize K-Dop's there or not. So right here, he's trying to make the defensive save. So K-Dop's going to land kind of right behind him and over near that mid boost. So Scrub probably should have known that K-Dop was there. Let's go over to K-Dop. Yeah, that's where he's going to land. He's already upfield. Honestly, Scrub should have probably known that K-Dop was going to be there and probably should have left that for him. But again, high-pressure situation. Everyone's antsy. Everyone wants to score. When you have a chance, you go for it. Didn't happen there, but we'll continue to play from here. So we'll bring the auto cam down a little bit. So Turbo gets the clear eventually. And now K-Dop trying to clear it back out. Violent Panda is there. Turbo's kind of in no man's land. He's got to leave on that boost rotation. Yukio, though, able to save that over Fairy Peak. But not the greatest touch. Now, this is a play, a 1v1 play, where Scrub Killa has the ball is a dangerous, dangerous opportunity for Vitality. We'll go over to him. Let's see what he does. He throws that ball just a little bit too far forward, makes it a little bit too easy of a save. So right here, this first touch, not the touch he wanted. He wanted that to go onto his hood, but he actually got a little bit too much of it, so the ball's in front of him. Once the ball's in front of you, you really can't do as much. It makes it a lot easier to save. But if Scrub Killa is able to get that on his hood on that very first touch, this is so dangerous. But Turbo makes a really good save. Let's see from Turbo's point of view real quick. So Turbo notices that maybe at first he kind of just has to play defense. Barely makes that save in time. That was a well-done save. Right here, he knows he's kind of fucked. And he's going to just barely make that save. He was planning on going back to the goal line, but luckily Scrub didn't get the greatest touch in the world. And moving on, we're going to go back out to the ball cam. Turbo gets a demo on Fairy. Scrub is up, gets the touch past Yukio. K-Dop wanted to go for that, but he knew he couldn't. Violent Panda had him beat. So all that play where Vitality beats two of the Dignitas players gets negated by Violent Panda. Personally, my MVP for Dreamhack. And then Turbo tries to do anything. Nothing really going on right now. It's mostly just controlled in the corner. We get a demo out from Turbo. Violent Panda resets for some boost. So Scrub's got to be careful about these wall plays. He kind of, like, this is an unforced error for sure. He throws it off the wall. Violent Panda's not really there yet, so he doesn't necessarily beat Violent Panda. Just goes out to Turbo, and also Scrub doesn't even get the 50-50 challenge there. So Turbo gets a relatively easy clear where he tries to pass it kind of towards Yukio / himself. It forces K-Dop up, and now we have a play where it's just Fairy Peak back. Scrub's kind of out of the play, trying to grab boost. K-Dop's out of the play from that last one. Violent Panda's going to control this ball, and then we'll see what happens here. It's a little bit behind him, so Scrub was on the rotation back. He was probably going to be involved by the end of this play, but this ball was just a little bit out of Violent Panda's reach, it seems like. Let's see from his view. So he sees that it's just Fairy Peak left. He sees no Scrub yet. He just sees Scrub now. Scrub coming in. Now, honestly, Violent Panda might have been able to at least chip it up and put it near Turbo, but I think Turbo really didn't have any more juice left in it either, so he couldn't really do that. He wanted to control the ball instead, and he does so pretty well here. He actually gets 2 touches, and that's the most important thing when you start like a self-play, is that first touch has to be just small enough that you can beat the next defender after you beat the first one. He does so there. The ball pops out. But, again, at the end of the day, look, these plays happen all the time in Rocket League where you beat 2 members, but if the third one's there, and he'll control the ball, and that's what K-Dop's doing. Playing it slow, because I believe K-Dop has no boost on this play. Yep, he had no boost on that play, so... Just trying to play it slow, trying to force out a 50-50. We'll go back to him. So, yeah, here he's got no boost. He's just trying to keep the ball right behind his car to force a 50-50. And also, Turbo attacks from the side. So, this is a play, maybe not the greatest from Turbo, because you can kind of sense that K-Dop has no boost here. And the one thing you really don't want to do is maybe force from the side, because it'll probably just go forward and back into your own half. Unless that's what he wants to do. Like, it does go back to Yukio, but it's a little scary because that ball can go various different bounces in front of your own net, but looks like it worked out. Then we'll go back to the ball view. It's a good pass here from Turbo, just a little bit far forward, if anything, so Violent Panda really can't get power on it. It's very similar to the scrub kill play where once the ball is creeping away from you, it's harder to change its direction or even put more speed on it. So Violent Panda couldn't really get the best shot off with scrub kill and makes a really good save. Throws it to the corner where Yukio was coming up. Like, Yukio was playing a smart third man. He knows when to take advantage of certain plays, and he comes up here, but Scrub just put it into a good corner. Sorry about the text. My wife decides to always text me during videos, so, you know. But nothing happens there, but right now, Vitali's on the back foot. Yukio throws it off the wall. Scrub makes the play versus Turbo. But right now, Vitali's in a bit of trouble here. Scrub had to go up for that challenge, lose some of the boost. Fairy Peak had to use a lot of boost for this challenge. Violent Panda beats him out, and we'll go back down into the field. But once again, the third man's there, K-Dop, to safely put it kind of like away from their net. Like, they're not going to gain possession from this, but it gives them a little bit more time to just breathe and get some boost. Hopefully, some boost pads. So Scrub takes this one. This was kind of an awkward play where Turbo just kind of throws it at their net, and all 3 are back. But all 3 are not in the best position here. As we'll look here, like, all 3 are in really awkward positions. So not a bad play by Turbo. It forces Scrub to come off the wall and not make the greatest clear. Also has to use a lot of boost. K-Dop and Fairy Peak also just kind of chilling there. Fairy Peak's really boost starved here, so he goes out for the boost, I think. I guess not. He just wanted to move up the field for the play. Excuse me, gotta sneeze. Woo! All right. And they get the ball out. We'll move the cam over here. Right here, Scrub trying to force something. I think he has no boost at this point. Yeah, he's got basically nothing. I'll go to player review. He did get that boost right there, though. So he gets the ball out. He actually puts it into open space, which is really good, and throws it off the wall. And he gets that boost grab. I don't know why he jumps for this, honestly. He's trying to force Yukio into a play. But Yukio, I guess he's trying to block the play back to his own wall, but he just jumps a little bit early because Yukio has a lot of space here. Also, Scrub can't really get behind that ball too fast. Smart play there from Yukio to bail out. It is a little bit scary, though, because Scrub is coming in on him, and he is that last defender. I'm surprised that Yukio doesn't take this at first. Like, right here, if he takes that and just takes it low, he's pretty safe on the play. He's got to worry about the 50-50 spilling out to Fairy Peak, and that's what Vitality's trying to do here, but... he goes for the dangerous play, almost gets bumped out, then also doesn't make the greatest touch, and Turbo makes a miracle save there. He just comes out of nowhere and makes this save, so well done by Turbo. Sees that, like, Yukio's in trouble. We'll see him grab the boost. He's actually not going supersonic there. He could have got back even sooner. Finally goes to supersonic and just barely makes that save, so big play there, but a little bit sketchy by Yukio. And Scrub, to be honest. It was just an awkward play all around. Now, all Vitality is grabbing boost. Dig has already done so. And Yukio gets a pretty big clear and gets to throw it into K-Dop on the wall, where K-Dop doesn't have a chance at a big clear here. So that's actually really, really good, and it allows all of Dignitas basically to move up and just wait this out. Like, Turbo was creeping up really far. See that? Like, he's on, like, maybe, what, the 20-yard line or so, maybe 25-yard line. He's moving up the field like crazy. Really wanted to end this game. Doesn't happen there. They all have to bail. Fairy Peak probably could have, like, forced a save out here, but he just gets a little bit on top of it. It's probably better off because Turbo would have probably just sent it into the corner. So instead, Turbo can't go for this. It's off the wall. K-Dop again with a bad aerial here near the end here. Let's see how much boost he had this time. So we can go here. The ball spills out. Fairy Peak just throws it high. which is good. It keeps Turbo on the ground. And K-Dop, honestly, that's just a bad aerial. It's like simple as that. Like, this is his second one in overtime. Like, everyone's complaining about Scrub, but that's a bad aerial. That's an easy goal. He should easily be able to finish that. Turbo's up late. That should be right in the back of the net, but K-Dop kind of it misses his second one here. And he was definitely not shooting his best throughout the tournament, that's for sure. So they live to tell another day. And right here, that's where the goal happens. So right off the save, or not even a save, K-Dop just mistouched. Like, Yukio smacks it off the wall. And right here, both Scrub and Fairy are trying to move up the field at the same time. I'm not sure why, honestly. Like, I guess they want to intercept the pass here when Yukio throws this off the wall. One should be back in case Yukio wants to send it into the back corner. But Scrub tries to meet this. He knows he has no chance, so he goes back. Same with Fairy, that they're both like, uh-oh, that was a good pass, and then it's just the counterattack. And we'll see if Fairy had a chance at this ball here really, really quick. So we'll go to player review. We'll watch him creep up here still. So right there, see how he turns right there, which is a little interesting. But I guess he wanted to make sure he could beat Violent Panda, say the ball comes out to, like, midfield. The problem is they also have Scrub there, so Scrub would have probably at least jumped and tipped it away. So there wasn't really a need for Fairy Peak to move up necessarily, but he does. Then he has to turn around. He doesn't see the pass till it's too late, and now it's honestly should have been saved. If I'm going to be honest here, he tries to save this a little too early. You see how he cuts right there? I don't. It's hard to tell. It's really, really hard to tell. But if he, that's tough. That's tough. If he stays straight and tries to keep that distance going, he kind of hooked a little bit left. Like right here, he starts hooking left. It would have been tough because he would have tipped it, and it might have just barely not gone in. But it might have also just hit off his car and went in anyway. I'm going to watch it one more time, but I'm going to go to like a overview thing. All right, I'm just going to get off of him. No focus here, and let's check this out. Oh, I forget it's not inverted sometimes. All right, so we're going to slow this down to like 25%. We'll see. So Fairy Peak, he's trying to cut it off more than anything. But right here, see how he starts turning? Would that have changed if he would have just drove this way? Like drove more straight to the net just to give him a little bit more time. It's really hard to tell. The side flip definitely doesn't help. That's for sure. It also, like, kills his momentum, it seems like. I don't know if it would have mattered. I think it might have. Like, if he front flips... I don't know if that matters. Hold on. Let's see it again. If he front flips, I think he saves that ball. I think he saves that ball just barely. It might tip out and go off this wall. So I think he could have saved it. It was a tough shot from Turbo. And also, K-Dop's not really there either. Like, K-Dop could have probably saved an inside post shot if he really, really wanted to. Let's see how much boost K-Dop had. Yeah, he probably could have. Maybe. But Fairy Peak maybe just barely missed that. But that's the goal to end the tournament right here. Freeze frame. Look at that. Getting some fancy camera work if I can get off the focus. Look at that. Fancy. This is how it ends. This is how it all ends. Turbo Pulsa. I think that's his third overtime winner for LAN. I think. If I'm not mistaken. It might only be his second. I'm not really sure. But still nuts either way. And that's how the game ends. That's how Dignitas takes down Vitality. Definitely some mistakes here or there. For sure. Most of Vitality said. Like, I thought Vitality had more of the scoring attempts, honestly. Where they could have easily won that game. And if they did, they would have won 3 in a row going into Game 7. Who knows what could have happened, but definitely had their chances here. It'll be fun to see how they battle out when we go into the RLCS. See if Dig can hold their title. By the time RLCS starts, which is what, like April 8th or something like that, it's some time around there, Vitality will have not lost to a team in Europe outside of Flipside Tactics in RLCS or major lands in 15 months. That's insane. So Dignitas is going to try and keep that going. But that'll do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, breaking down the overtime between Dignitas and Vitality. But we'll see you next time. Maybe we'll break down some more stuff where we get to see it. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Later.